Hello everyone, here we go again. This is G part 2, and we got left off on the Grand Funk stuff. This is probably my favorite Grand Funk album. This is a band that the critics hated and the fans loved. They're mostly jam albums. This one actually has some structure to it. It's a pretty good album overall. Nobody's ever going to tell you great things about the Grand Funk, unfortunately. They were from Flint, Michigan. The early stuff is kind of fun. Something I forgot to mention about one of my faves here, Golden Dawn. The cover says Power Plant. And of course, you may recognize what kind of power plant that is. Yeah, that's good stuff. Golden Dawn was one of my favorites. This next band was a kind of proteges of the Beatles, like Badfinger, and they kind of played in the Beatles style. It is Grapefruit, and this one's kind of psychy. It's really good pop, and there are several Grape albums. A nice mix of pop and psych. Does have some horns on it. Give them 3 stars. Deep Water. I think you can't go wrong on most Grapefruit albums. They're all a little bit Beatlesque. This next band you've heard of, you know about these guys. La 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 la, live for today. The Grassroots. This was a kind of a pop band. I think they were from LA or something. They were certainly an album, or I should say a radio station group. They had a lot of hits. Their albums weren't so great. I like this album in particular. It's got a lot of pop rock on it. It's an early one. Most of you probably can be content with just getting their greatest hits. Has a lot of good stuff on here. Golden Grass. Most of these are pop, but certainly Live for Today is a very psych song. Okay, this next band is probably the epitome of psychedelic music. You all know about them. There's not much I can tell you that you don't already know. It's, of course, the Grateful Dead, which started off as the Warlocks, and they started off as kind of a bluegrass band. Bob Weir and, of course, Jerry Garcia were best friends, and there's Jerry, and just all that crazy stuff you expect from the Grateful Dead. Endless noodling and jamming. Their song structures are up until Working Man's Dead and American Beauty. It was 100% psychedelia, and then they kind of into the country thing a little bit, country rock. This is Out My Butt when I was a very young man, Anthem of the Sun. There was a reissue on a white cover. This is the original, and this is a great album. I just love this album. Alligators, alligators. This epitomizes that Grateful Dead jam thing going there. Side 1 is just kind of a continuation here. New Potato Caboose, Born Cross-Eyed, just endless jamming stuff again. But great stuff. Certainly the Grateful Dead, they stood the test of time. They were around forever, even after Garcia died. In fact, I think they're my son's favorite band. And so, what does that tell you? They have staying power. Nice Griffin cover here. And this was also used in a poster, which I have over here. I'll take a minute to show you the poster. It's kind of dark. I don't know if you can see it or not. Let's go this way. Yeah. This was Sons of Chaplin, and I'm sorry it's a little dark here. Anyway, yeah, it's a very popular image. Okay, back to reality. More Grateful Dead, of course. The first live Dead album, I think it's their best live album. It was really good. Dark Star, Saint Stephen, Love Light, Death Don't Have No Mercy in This Town. Just amazing stuff. Really at their prime. Then they get into the country phase around 69, 70. Working Man's Dead. I bought this album when it came out. And another flipper. Interesting thing, you notice the lettering here is a little bit wide on here. That's how you can tell it's a first edition. That and the fact, of course, you check the label. Most Grateful Dead first editions have that dark green Warner Brothers label. This one, you're going to see the lettering has been whitened up here. The reissue is plainer. It doesn't have that effect. Here's a nice copy of Truckin', and it's got the little promo sticker on there. Truckin' away, man. Let's truck. Keep on trucking. Keep on going there. This is live. I don't know where this is live in somewhere. But this is the Live in Europe one, which is okay. They're starting to get strung out a little bit on that one. This is also another live album. I don't know what the heck this is. I forget. Sorry, guys. I've let you down. This is, of course, a live album. It says... Well, I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that know the Dead better than I do. Winterland. Manhattan Center, New York City, Winterland in San Francisco, and Bill Graham's fabled Fillmore East in New York. So this was taken from those. And wow, what graphics. Great stuff. Great stuff. Now, some of you also probably wondering about this poster I have over here. This is the famous Avalon Skull and Roses poster. It was based on a 19th century illustration, and what I have here is actually a second edition poster from 1969. It's not a first. I'm sorry, it's a third edition. It's not a second. It's a third edition. Family Dog. But still, even when you get to the third editions, you're still talking about probably a poster that was manufactured before 1970. So it's all good. It's all good stuff. This is an interesting obscurity. Bear's Choice. I noticed they reissued this recently. I never listened to this one. This kind of interesting stuff going on here. And I got a lot of Grateful Dead bootlegs too, but we're not going to talk about those. Those are illegal. Garcia had a lot of solo albums which were really good. This one's got Sugaree on it. It's a good album. Some people said Garcia never had a decent solo album, but I think that's a good one. This is a little bit later. I know it's got some kind of heat on here. I don't know what it is. Anyway, another Garcia. Endless Garcias. This is Hooroo, Howard Wells and Jerry Garcia. It's got a great cover. It's on Douglas Records. It's he's teaming up with this. I see there's saxophone, flute, trumpet on here. I'm guessing this is probably more jams. Southside Strut. I've never played this one. Just love the cover. Here's another one, Rolling Thunder with Mickey Hart of the Grateful Dead. So this is a Mickey Hart solo album. Again, you got that cool Rick Griffin illustration on the front cover. If you're a Deadhead, you probably know there's at least 100 records out there worth having. This is a pretty good solo album by Bob Weir. And my friend used to tell me you can always find this one cheap because people think the band is Ace. They don't. I mean, it doesn't say anything about Bob Weir. It just says little tiny letters in the back here. That's good old Bob. Another Bob Weir solo album. And the road goes on forever. Okay, this next one. We're still in the great, but it's not G-R-A, it's G-R-E. We have Great Bear. Everybody knows how Great Bear is. Well, we talked about the group Bear, which is a decent psych, 3 stars. This one's Great Bear. This is a different bear. A lot of bears out there. 3 stars. Progressive rock. Good organ. Some good progressive guitar. 4-star good guitar. 3-star melodic. 3-star organ dominated rock. 2.5. 3.5-star good progressive. Ho-hum. 4-star a great cover. Nice guitar. Great progressive. Stately progressive. Country corn. Progressive. Nice progressive. Organ dominated. So it's a very organ heavy, but it's still got a lot of good guitar on there. Great Bear. 3-star psych. There's a lot of great bands out there. There's the Grateful Dead. There's the Great Bear. And there is Great Jones. Good old Jones. Not good old Jones. Great Jones. And it features that strange symbol in the back of the dollar bill. I think this is a Mason symbol, like the all-knowing, all wisdom of the great or whatever there. Great Jones. Nice psych. This, as I recall, was a good 4 stars. Country rock band. Pretty solid. Hard rockin'. Nice guitar. Side 1 is excellent. Came out in 1970. Mary Clayton sings background time. So it looks like a psych. I got it listed as country rock, but with a cover like that, you gotta have some psych moves going on there. These guys, they had something going on there. Great Jones. Great Jones. But wait, there's more great. Don't give up. We've got Grace Slick in the first band she was in, the Great Society, with her brother Earl Slick. And these are 2 albums that Columbia came out with to capitalize on. They probably own the promo tapes. These are pretty good. A folk rock. Some of it's psych. Of course, Somebody to Love. And yeah, when White Rabbit are on this album. The original version is not quite as professional, as shiny as the Jefferson Airplane version, but good stuff. You'll be surprised. Of course, Grace took over female vocals after the Jefferson Airplane's first album, and she became famous for her work in the Jefferson Airplane. This next band is a Bafo band. Bafo. And that is a band called Green. Green, there they are sitting in the tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G. Green. Now this is a great sight. Now the second album is horrible. But this album, holy moly. This is great. This has got everything you want in psych. It's got the sound effects. It's got some phasing. Tons of fuzz guitar. It's a little on the light side, but it's just absolutely fabulous. I'd call it 4-star psych. Really, really, really good stuff. And I think that was a Goodwill find. Here's an interesting band, Griffin, The World's Full of Love. This one, as I recall, is kind of progressive. Let's see what they say about it. Griffin, it was from, I don't know when it was from. It looks like about 68 on this cover here. Griffin, 2.5 star, Fair Organ Psych, 4-star I'm Taking, 4-star I'm Moving, 4-star Magic, 3-star, 1, 2, 3. There's 5 good songs on it. The rest of them is junk, but the good ones are Psych, and they're good songs. So don't throw it away yet. This is the kind of stuff that in the old days I would have made a comp tape out of. And then later on in the 90s I would have made a comp CD. I don't know if everybody's going digital now. Don't worry about any kind of comp stuff. But comps are kind of fun because you got a lot of albums like this that you're not going to want to play the whole thing the whole way through because it's horrible. But it's got some real gems on there. There's some gold in our hills. This next one I don't remember much about. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to do this one first. This one I knew something about. This is the Grodeck Whipperjenny. What a name. By Dave Matthews. It's from Ohio. It's a bluesy psych rock. It's got a James Brown fixation. And you know what? What I got to say about James Brown fixations? He's the king, man. He's not psych, but I feel good. Know that I would now. Well, there's my 5-second commercial for James Brown. I like to say there's only 2 bands, individuals I have identified by a marker in my collection. One of them is the Kinks because they're my favorite band. The second one is JB, the Godfather. But it's not psych, so let's get back to Grodeck Whipperjenny, which does kind of have a James Brown obsession here. Although this is psych. This is good psych. It's on the People label. And what do we say here? 4 stars. Craze psych. Hard fuzz. Tons of guitar. Tons and tons of guitar. And this was on a number of different labels. I think the People label was a slightly rare. I think it might have been reissued on another label later on. And that was listed on King Records. Show was funky down here. So he's at that point. That was their second album apparently. They were really getting into the James Brown stuff by then. King LP is credited to James Brown, who also produced it. Okay. It's a good psych. Grodeck Whipperjenny. It's got a 10-minute cut on here. Evidence for the existence of the unconscious. That's intriguing. Okay, next one is Luther Grosvenor. Probably mispronouncing his name. I believe he's English. And this one, again, I don't remember much about. And I made no notes. I have no idea what this is about. This had to happen eventually. Okay. This is about 69. I did keep it, so it's got to be pretty good. It's got side 1 and side 2 have 4 and 3 songs respectively. This next one is one of the greatest blues rock bands of the 60s. One of the greatest lead guitarists who really never got any significant exposure and recognition, but he certainly deserves it. And that is the Groundhogs, Scratching the Surface. T.S. McPhee is the guitarist. Killer man, killer guy, killer band. The Groundhogs. A lot of records. They're all good. 3-star. Hard rock and blues. And again, this is not necessarily psych, but it's still that early 70s hard rock. They're from Great Britain. And they weren't as successful in the United States. But boy, are they good. They had a lot of albums. Here's Blues Obituary. This, I think, is the best one. T.S. McPhee. What a guy. There they are. They're having their Blues Obituary there. They got the coffin. 4-star. Jammin'. Hard rock blues. The Groundhogs. Psych? No. The Psych Attitude? Yeah, kinda. Here's another one. Who will save the world? The Mighty Groundhogs. That's who. This is kind of a fun one because it gives you a little... And who doesn't like to read comics? So it's like the outside is comics and the inside is comics, and you gotta have more room for the comics here. So we got a lot of room for those comics. And this tells how the Groundhogs saved the world from the evil devil priestess. Insert tells you more of the story here. No, this tells you some of the lyrics to the songs. And what are you going to get here? You know what you're going to get here. You're going to get some kick and rock here with a blues basis to it. So, not psych, but it's still essential. This other one is a sleeper. It's one of those that you never hear much about, but I like it a lot. It's the group Image. Hey. And they're on Community Records. Now here's here in the background, they got a little picture of them right there, and there's kind of a goofy thing. They're doing their thing. Here's a nice little cartoon of them doing their trippy stuff. Some are on horses and stuff. This is like the Jefferson Airplane, which is really good. Of course, it's on a crazy label. It's a lot of these are Community Records. I rated this one as 3-star. I call it a fun psych. A fun psych. It's just interesting psych, and that's so wonderful to think that we have at our disposal literally thousands of psychedelic records that can entertain us here, to give us pleasure in our mundane lives. And this one will. I don't think it's rare. It's on an obscure label though. Okay, this next one is called... See how much time I got left here. Okay. This next one is called Group Therapy. It's on RCA, so you know it's probably junk. It's not that RCA is always junk, but this one, as I recall, is not that great. 3 stars. okay, sort of like the Vanilla Fudge, a fuzz cover band. So these guys do a lot of covers on here. Foxy Lady, Foxy. Morning Dew, of course, it's a folk song. Tim Hardin. Who'll be next? People get ready. Hey Joe, yeah, this Expressway to Your Heart. Let It Be Me. I mean, a lot of covers, so they lose some points there, but it is still good psych. It is still good. Okay, next on the list, and we're almost done with the G's, is The Growing Concern. More mainstream madness. I love mainstream. I was on a mission years ago to get every mainstream. I didn't get them all. I got most of them. Just a great psych. Now, as you can imagine, what's on here? Pop, psych, folk rock, crazy stuff. I remember I bought this at Salvation Army back in, when was it? Early, mid-80s. And I showed it to my wife, and she was starting to get concerned about my record collecting. I says, look, dear, it's The Growing Concern. And she said, it certainly is. Just a great psych. 4 stars. Edge of Time. See on the Edge of Time. Tomorrow, I say, is psychedelic. Tomorrow has been canceled. Tomorrow has been canceled. Psych to the max. A boy I once knew was nice folk, I remember. Mr. You're a better man than I. More folk rock. Other Side is wild psych. Wild. Eastern psych. Amazing psych. Dreamy psych. Smooth psych. It's got it all. It's a mainstream. And you'll find this with most mainstreams. That's why they're so popular for psych collectors. Is they always have A, a great cover, B, a great band name, and C, and most importantly, great music. Mainstream, The Growing Concern. Now, next we have, this is another local label, Bizarro. It's a folk, mostly folk, a little rock to it, but it's really gotten a great reputation. I love it. It's called the Guitar Ensemble. The Guitar Ensemble. And it is a Christian religious group. You can see all the members back there. Looks like a high school yearbook, doesn't it? But this one, they're from Las Vegas and New Mexico. Folk teens. A lot of acoustics. Some organ. Some bass guitar. They have a second album. The thing I like about this is the songs are so great. It's from 1970. It's got that late night feel to it, that strangeness, and the cover. Holy moly, what the heck is going on there? It doesn't really match what's going on back here. It's just a great dollar album. It's not psych, but it's moody, and it's rocks, and it's got that strange vibe stuff going to it. Okay, next on the list we have a hard rock group, and these guys are really kicking it. They're Gun. I believe these guys are an English band, and it's got some great artwork on the cover. Demons from Hell kind of a thing going on here. There in the back. Gun. And Race with the Devil, that was their big hit. That was a good song. A lot of stuff. There's an 11-minute song in here called Take Off. Can't go wrong with that, man. Gun. I caught 4-star. Brilliant. Oh, this is hard psych, it says. Brilliant hard psych on Epic Records. Race, of course, I talked about. Sunshine. Take Off, the 11-minute cut. It's a 5-star psych jam. You got to get it, man. You may be against guns, but you got to be in favor of this gun. This is good stuff. Good gun. Great gun-a-mighty. Okay, the last on the list for G's, and this is a fabulous band. I wish I had all their albums. I don't. It's Gypsy. Now, Gypsy were a very melodic band. They were from Wisconsin. Great Art Nouveau Mucha cover on the, of course, like Wes Wilson and the gang. One of their biggest inspirations for the psychedelic posters was Mucha, was the Art Nouveau movement, known as Jugendstil in Germany and Austria. But this is a beautiful album. It's melodic, it's soft, but it rocks. I love those albums that are soft but rock. They pound you in a gentle way. And this is a beautiful, beautiful album on Metro Media Records. I give it, I don't know if I rated it. I didn't have to rate it. This one's pretty well known. This was a classic album all along. And it's a double album too. All right. There's Endless Gypsy here. So if you like your psych soft, but still rocking, and I'd say like early Pink Floyd maybe, or who else would be like that? I don't know. I guess I always go back to the Zombies. I hate to be predictable here, but they're like the Zombies. It's that soft, but still rocking, still great stuff. They have 3 albums. I don't have all 3 of them. I have this one, which is still good. And I'd say if you found another Gypsy album on RCA, you should get it because they're great stuff. Well, folks, we're done with the G's. And I hope you've enjoyed all this so far. And I'll see ya on H.